We're back in open session and I'd like to report that no votes or actions were taken during executive session. See, the county executive has been able to join us. I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to share with us this morning?
No, thank you. Just FYI, the state of the county addresses tomorrow evening. Did have a great meeting with Cummins. As you know, they're putting a huge investment, but a lot of really interesting conversation I had with Sean Rico, their manager. I apologize for being late. We had a budget review from NISAC, so the state does have its budget, which is good. Some really good things. I just, again, I can't say enough. We're excited. As we said, we've had a kickoff of Live CHQ, Choose CHQ. I think this is a great response to those questions about talent attraction, population loss. So I'm really excited. Again, I know that Mark and I talk all the time, and many of you know that, the excitement about the IDA is there. Critics will be critics, but I'm really confident in what's happening. Thursday, former member Rhonda Johnson is being recognized by the Girl Scouts of Western New York as a woman of distinction. I was talking to the congressman just a few minutes ago as well, and it's really a great success story of many others we have in our county. But somebody who started out as an employee and now owns the business some years later. So I think it's really exciting. Another female-owned business. But just the way we're keeping the businesses here in the county and her investment, and then the recognition that excited to attend an event in Buffalo on Thursday for that. So great stuff. Just can't say enough. Really excited about what we're doing here. Thank you.
Any old business to come before the board? Hearing none, we'll consider the meeting adjourned, and the next meeting will be May the 28th at 10:30, and again, we'll be here at the BWB building. Next, we'll move into the Board of Directors for the Chautauqua Region Economic Development Corporation. It's here at the BWB building, 201 West 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York. Also streaming live via YouTube and Zoom. It's April the 23rd, and it's 11:15. We'll go ahead and have roll call. Gary Henry's here. Brad Walters.
Here.
Dan Hetzenrader.
Here.
Stephen Thorpe.
Here.
Dan DeMart.
Here.
Tom Harmon.
Here.
Kevin Muldowney.
Here.
Thank you. You should have already received the minutes from the March 26th meeting and had a chance to review those. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll do the minutes.
Dan, do we have a second? Steve, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The minutes have been approved. Do we have new business to come before the board? Okay, hearing none. Do we have a treasurer's report? We have a treasurer's report?
Okay, so I'm trying to streamline these from our accounting software, so I hope they look okay. CREDC balance sheet, we'll start with that. Our Ralph Wilson Fund is coming up on the end of its 3-year term in June. We've been asked to apply for more grant funding. So we're looking to secure some more, and if we get additional funding, that grant will start in October of 2024 for a new term. As of now, though, the entire $1,050,000 has all been allocated. Greenway development, we will start expending some of those funds. You can see there's like 220,000 in there. Excuse me, the Market New York grant. Sorry, there's 75,000 in there deferred. We will start expending those funds in the next month or so. We will move on to the statement of revenue and expense. You will notice that CPEG and the special tourism marketing are both in the red. This is an oversight on my part. A lot of these funds are, the monies are a little bit interchangeable. They're not necessarily restricted and can be used for similar expenses in a different fund, but for the same purposes. I'll within the agreements that we've gotten through the grantors. So my mistake is I just didn't allocate the proper funding from whatever other fund to cover the balance, the overspend balance, but there is deferred revenues in quite a few of these that can be used towards the coverage of the expended balance in CPEG and special tourism marketing. So my apologies for that. And let's see. We'll go over to the CREDC budget. We still look good as far as our budget goes. The grant expense is over. We just didn't budget for all of the grants. We generally do a revision of the budget for CREDC mid-year. I consider these sort of rolling budgets because Nate is always getting additional funding and additional funding and additional onward and forward. So we a lot of times don't necessarily know we need to budget for certain expenses because we haven't received the funding yet. We haven't been granted it yet. So we will be doing an updated budget mid-year and getting that to the board. And besides the conference trainings and meetings, which could be lumped differently in the budget. It's not necessarily, it was something that I'm gonna bend over backwards for. It's just an additional line expense that got separated in the budget, so. But if anybody has any questions, as far as the budget or the financials.
Hearing none, we have a motion to accept the treasurer's report. Okay, I'll take that as a first and a second. Tom and Kevin. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Treasurer's report has been approved. Any old business to come before the board? Hearing none, we'll consider the CREDC meeting to be adjourned. Thank you.